What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Project Ozone 2 Kappa Mode. Oh yeah, guys. So I've been doing some stuff off camera here. I just got back from Neptune. I got a whole bunch of the Neptune blue gems, and I smelted those, and yeah. So last episode, we were looking at trying to make a whole bunch of demon steel, which means we need a lot of Temperio essence, and that requires us having a lot of Minicio. So you can see here our Minicio crops. This is actually a second one. We have another one right here. Our Minicio crops are going decently fast, right? That's not so bad. That's a little bit faster than like what these other ones are going over here. So for instance, just this random crop over here, whatever it is, you can see it's not growing very fast at all. It is growing fast, but definitely a lot slower than these over here. So as you can see up above these Minicio crops, I have installed a whole lot more sprinklers to try and get these things to grow faster. And it seems to be working pretty good. But we are not getting this stuff as fast as I wanted. So I installed a second plot over here, and that's going pretty good. But both of these combined is still not making the Minicio fast enough. So I've converted all of our Minicio that we have in the system. I converted all of that into Temperio, and then I started converting the Temperio into Demon Steel. So we now have 2,430 Demon Steel of the first magnitude. We need to make ourselves 2 Demon Steel of the 8th magnitude. That's what we're working towards. Currently, we can make 3 Demon Steel of the 7th. That requires 2,187 Demon Steel of the first, right? So we have in the system 2,430. So we're a little over halfway on the Demon Steel of the first magnitude, what we need to get our 2 Demon Steel of the 8th. But we still got a lot of stuff to go. Like all the Minicio essence that we've collected over the entire playthrough, all the stuff that we've collected from our mob farm, and all the stuff that we've grown has gone into what we have right now. It's only half the amount that we need. So we have to speed this up. We have to go faster. This is not fast enough. This is faster. This is not fast enough. Okay. So we were working towards making the Philosopher's Stone, right? So we have every part here except for the 2 Demon Steel of the 8th. We can only do half of it. We can only get 1. The other half is going to take a lot of time at our current rate. So we need to speed that up. So I have changed the way that we are doing the Temperio essence. Once again, we've gone back to this crafter just because doing it through the applied energistics system, while we were able to speed it up and it goes kind of fast, it just has to take too long to think about the recipe before it actually does the crafting. It takes 0 time. You put in the Minicio and it just goes. If there's a recipe there, if there's enough stuff, it just crafts it, right? So this is what we're doing right now. I need to take this and just extract it back into this interface. In fact, let's do that now. Item conduit. We want to extract only the Temperio. So let's make a filter so we don't extract the other thing. So we want a filter. Just one of these things. That'll be fine. And then item conduit here. We will do insert. We'll put a filter on the insertion side. Whitelisting only Temperio essence. And this we can do always active. All right, so all the Temperio that goes here just gets extracted right into our interface. When the Master Infusion Stone completes the craft, it goes here. I have another item conduit on this side, which is putting it back into this guy. Okay, we could probably do that with just the 1 item conduit, but whatever, it's fine the way this is going to be set up right now. So yeah, we are currently taking all the Minicio essence that we have and converting it into Temperio as we go. We have 46 Temperio. We need like 2,100 more, right? So we're not there. So we need to speed this up. So we saw before there was a quest here in our quest book. Where is it? Not this one. Not this one. One of these. We'll find it eventually. Nope. Is that under Zeta section? Okay, it's right here. Imaginary crop growth. So the imaginary time block, we weren't going to do this before because it required it required killing the Gaia Guardian multiple times because we need the Gaia Spirit blocks. Let's take a look at this recipe. So this is the imaginary time block. So this guy requires growth pulsars. We were gifted, I think, 12 of those from one of our rewards. It requires an advanced circuit, the Quibit cluster level 5. We've already made this as part of one of our quests. And then it required 2 compressed Gaia blocks, right? So that is 18 Gaia spirit ingots, which is 18 Terra steel with Gaia spirit around it. I don't know. I was confused on which side we were on. I don't know if we can make 18 of those. Let's find out. We'll do this. I'm just going to manually craft it. It does not look like we're going to have enough. Or are we? No, we have enough. We definitely have enough. Okay, so there's 18 Gaia spirit ingots, so we can turn those into the compressed Gaia. And that should complete this recipe, except for the liquid sunshine. This is the one thing that we don't have yet. So in order to make liquid sunshine, we need fire water plus glowstone, or is it just glowstone? Yeah, plus glowstone and a sunflower to make liquid sunshine. The fire water is made in a vat with, is this the only options we have? Okay, it looks like we need blaze powder plus redstone, 1-to-1 conversion. We need hooch to begin with. Looks like hooch you can make with a potato and sugar. Is there other recipes? Wheat, seeds, wheat, apple, potato. Looks like potato and sugar is our best option for hooch. I keep going around to the wrong side. So potato, we have a decent amount. Sugar, we have a decent amount. That, we have 2 of these, which we haven't messed with in a while. We're gonna need a drum. Let's go ahead and do this. I don't know if we can speed these up. I think the vats only go 1 speed. I don't think you can put, yeah, there is no things to put in here. Okay, so we will put in potato, we will put in sugar. This needs water, and then we need like a drum. That should be fine. So we want this to push out to this side. Yep, and then we can do, let me just double check the recipe real quick one more time, just so we know. I don't think we have to go too crazy. I don't think we have to make as much as I'm about to make, but I'm just gonna make this amount anyway. So we also need to get ourselves an infinite water. So it has water. There we go, easy. Okay, so we got water, we have potatoes, we have this, we're making hooch. Hooch is being extracted. We need to grab ourselves a tesseract here so this thing has power. Is that getting power? It doesn't really look like it is, but it's making sound like it is. Does it, how much power? Oh, 35, I wonder if we put in an energy conduit to multiple sides, if this will go faster. Well, it does not look like it's gaining any more RF, right? It's like going as fast as possible, I think. Okay, so we are, how much hooch do we have? Okay, we have 11 buckets of it. Cool. I'll go ahead and let this finish up. We'll do this. I'll convert this into the fire water with the blaze powder and whatever else, like blaze powder and gunpowder, whatever it was, and I'll convert it into the liquid sunshine, and then we will continue on. All right, guys, so we are still in the process of making that liquid sunshine. I got a full drum of hooch made, then I converted the hooch into fire water, so I believe we have 64 buckets of that. So then we need to convert it into liquid sunshine. Problem is, we need sunflowers, and we have no sunflowers. So I'm here in the mining world, obviously bone mealing this grass, as you can tell. Yep, and we are making all of the flowers. Now, none of these flowers are sunflowers. These are just poppies, and they are the dandelions, but that's fine. We are just constantly making a bunch of these flowers, and probably the easiest way to harvest them is to just vein mine all that stuff. Now I'm going to be left with a whole bunch of these seeds here, and that's fine. I really don't want any of those. In fact, what I should do, let me turn on my magnet. Where is it? Magnet on my hotbar right here. I'm just going to grab these and just kind of like take them further away. Something like that. That's fine. We'll turn the magnet off, and I'll dump all the seeds out of my inventory here. That's also a great way if you needed some of the Pam's Harvest Craft seeds to collect them. Yeah, you can get a lot of good ones. Cabbage and grape and spinach, cotton, cranberry, and mustard. Okay, and I guess we also had some wheat seeds in there as well. Okay, so now that that's all done, I can turn my magnet back on. I'm just gonna kind of go around and try and vein mine these flowers as much as possible. Probably a bucket of water would work pretty well here as well. Let's grab one of that. Water, bucket, next. Sometimes you get a good cluster of these flowers. Yeah, vein mining it is pretty good. Like you can do, you know, 3 or 5 at once or whatever. But when they're not so close together, yeah, I think just dropping down a little bit of water like this is probably going to be the best way to collect all of these different flowers. If you get too close to the tall grass, though, you will start filling up your inventory full of seeds. So I don't know. I don't know if there's really a good way to do it without setting up like a dedicated flower farm, which is something you can do, but not something I'm really interested in, actually. All right, so that's pretty good. We've got like over a stack and a half of the dandelions. Seems like those are a little bit more common than the poppies for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know if there's something special about those or we just got lucky on dandelions. But either way, we can take these dandelions and with the power of Botania, we can convert those into the flowers that we're looking for. Did I say floor? Oh, I teleported right inside that tesseract. Yeah, we can convert those flowers into the type of flowers that we are looking for. All right, so let's turn this off. So dandelion in here is going to turn these all into poppies, so we can go and do that. I should probably get blacker lotus. Looks like this particular mana pool is getting a little low. Okay, fine. So now we have poppies. Those will turn into alum, I think is what those are. No, blue orchid. Blue orchid will turn into alums. How did I not get a full stack back? Oh, I picked up some of those before that was done. That's probably what it was. Anyway, so we'll just go ahead and convert those. Okay, so those guys are done. They'll continue converting if you just leave them on the mana pool. All right, and then what are these? Azure bluets, those will turn into these flowers. Eventually, we'll get them all the way over to the sunflowers that we're looking for. So that's orange tulip, and then I think it might turn into another color tulip at this point. White tulip. Okay, and then finally, what do we get here? Oh, we go to pink tulip. Anyway, so you can see right here, we get sunflowers. So it's just gonna take a little bit of time me converting these flowers, but yeah, you can convert like the dandelions into the sunflowers. So I'll go ahead and do that. Just get like a stack of sunflowers. We'll continue doing what we're doing over there. And there we go. There's a nice bit of sunflowers. We'll continue doing what we're doing over here, making ourselves a little bit of liquid sunshine out of this fire water. So I can take the fire water, replace it with this empty drum that used to have the hooch in it. We'll put the fire water here, drum over here. We'll put sunflower, and then we're gonna use glowstone blocks. Otherwise, the normal glowstone only gives you a 0.25 times. This gives you the 1 times. So yeah, we should end up, I think it was 64 buckets of this stuff. I get enough sunflowers to finish up the rest of that. Anyway, let me go ahead and finish this up. We'll get the liquid sunshine done, and then we'll be back, guys. All right, guys, so I went ahead and I cleaned up the vat here that was making our liquid sunshine. There is 64 buckets of the stuff now. Awesome. So if we ever need more of that later, we make more imaginary time blocks or whatever else, we have that available. So liquid sunshine goes right here. Imaginary time block manipulates time to increase the growth of crops. Let's go ahead and craft that up. Yeah, we have more growth pulsers. Looks like we had a total of 12 of those things. Now we have 8 remaining. That's awesome. Okay, so that quest is now complete. Imaginary time block. That's going to give us a compact giant chance cube, extra life, and then we will choose a loot chest from here. Cool. So now this section is completed. We have the solar flux solar panels remaining on that page. Okay, so let's do this loot chest. What do we end up with? Longfall boots and aerial faith plate. It is uncommon. I don't think we got those at all this playthrough, right? Oh no, I guess we did get it one time before. All right, so anyway, we'll put those away. How about this extra life? Lives remaining 4? I feel like somehow that got reset. Didn't we have like 20 lives at some point? I'm not sure. I feel like that's got reset somehow. Okay, so imaginary time block. Let's grab a tesseract. This is what we're looking for. This is going to help solve our problems. Let's go to the last millennium. Yes, the imaginary time block is crazy good. With this thing, we can get rid of the sprinklers on top of the Minicio completely, I do believe. If I remember correctly, the imaginary time block will go out 7 blocks in every direction, increasing the growth rate of all the crops there. So this is going to be ridiculously awesome. So yeah, we're going to want to get rid of all those sprinklers. I think there's no reason to have those there. It might cause additional lag having the sprinklers and the imaginary time block. I'm not really sure how that all works, but we'll set this thing down and see how this works right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I put it between those two crops, this shouldn't be affected at all. We'll see if it is. I don't really remember exactly how far away this works, but we'll try it right here. And then we'll put a little power right there. So all these crops should be, yeah, check it out. Look, they're like always full. How ridiculous is that? That's pretty awesome. So we're pretty much always harvesting these crops fully grown at this point. We could add another imaginary time block and just make sure that they're full all the time. That might be a little crazy. I don't really know if that's something that we want to do, but having this thing there, that's great. So on this side, oh, you know what? It looks like it is affecting right here. So it might work 8 blocks away in every direction. How far away is that? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it must work 8 blocks away in every direction. That's definitely affecting this. So if we move that 1 block over this way, it should no longer be affecting that crop over there. It doesn't look like it's affecting these at all. Okay. So that is fine. So I'm thinking, I was wondering if there's a way that we could do this and affect more of these crops. Maybe if we move this back here, I could put in another crop right here with another harvester. Or we might even want to look at getting more harvesters per these little 3x3 fields. That might be something that we do, because I think that these are growing faster than the one harvester can actually harvest them. So having multiple harvesters on this might be a good idea. Can we make another harvester? Or can we make like, oh, we have 2 of them already. All right, let's do that. We'll put 1 harvester on each one of these. Let's face it the right way though. So a harvester here. Whoop. That's going to be a problem. Let's grab, I guess we need 2 tesseracts. And then we're going to need the trash can fluid. All right, let's make sure that is trash canned properly. This needs a tesseract right there. We want to set this on agricraft, item mode, send only, fluid blocked, energy receive only, turn that on. So now we should be harvesting that with 2 harvesters. I think that should be fine. I don't think they're going to fight each other. So there's another one of those. We'll put the trash can, tesseract, this, agricraft, item mode, send only, receive only, turn that on. All right, so now both of those are going about as fast as they can. I think we could speed this up yet even faster if we have more of these harvesters on either side, but I don't know if that's necessary. I think something like this might be crazy enough. So if we look, the Minicio, yeah, look at this. We are gaining that so fast right now. I don't think that the way we have it set up is even able to keep up with that. Okay, let's head back to the overworld. Let's just see what this is looking like there. So as far as this goes, oh yeah, this is full. Okay, so at this point, we could put this on speed fast. This is going to start using a lot of power, but it will craft these things as fast as possible. All right, so I don't even know. How many of those do we have? So we're at 96. And we're still at 96. 97. Okay, so I thought this was going to be going a little bit faster. We might want to add a few more crop fields there. Take advantage of that time block. Maybe I'll make a second imaginary time block and have 2 of them going. I'll have to kill a little bit more of the Guardians of Gaia, but either way, we got to figure out a way to get this Minicio Essence faster. And this is working pretty good. We're getting it quite fast now, but we still need it faster yet. Yeah, we're using it as fast as we're getting it. I guess looking here, I probably see it. Yeah, so we're getting this stuff quite quickly, but we need it even faster still. So I'm going to do some stuff here. I'm going to try and get it going even faster, and we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, I don't know. Maybe that's good, maybe not. So we got a bunch of harvesters here. We got a bunch of these little 3x3 fields that each harvester is taking care of. So we got 3 fields along this way, so it's 9x3, right? So we got a little 3x3 in the center, here and here, and then we got another 9 by 3, so we got 3 more harvesters over there. Each harvester's got its own tesseract, providing it power and a place to put the items, and it's got its own fluid trash can. So yes, no range upgrade in any of these things. I did make a second imaginary time block. Yeah, I fought 16 more of the Gaia Guardians. They're not difficult, obviously, and we're cheesing them a little bit, so, I mean, whatever. It just takes a little bit of time. So we got that going on. So that's about what I think we're going to be set up for. Now, if we go into our terminal here and we look at Temperio, we can see that we are collecting this Temperio essence at a decent rate now. It's about 1 every 5 seconds or something along those lines. Pretty close, right? So that's going to be going all the time. So overnight or by next episode, we'll probably have thousands of these, maybe even 100,000. I don't know, but we'll have plenty of this stuff. We'll never have to worry about it again, which is awesome. Now, each one of these does have EMC. So if we make too much of this, by the time we get to the point where we can do EMC or whatever, it won't matter. So we can convert this into EMC and then other things. You get it. So anyway, this is set up. This is, I think, how we're going to end our long line of crops. Yeah, I think this should be just fine. The only thing I did not do, I did not check to see if I chunk loaded that. Let's hit F9 a couple times. It is just barely in the chunks that are already loaded, because that is between those two, right? And that loads this whole chunk and this whole chunk, and most of that is in this chunk. So I think we're good. I don't think we have to touch anything else. So yeah, we're collecting a whole lot of this stuff all the time. It's super, super awesome. Okay, so let's go home. All right. So I'm trying to think of things that we can do. We're still waiting on getting enough of the Temperio so we can make enough of the Demon Steel. I've already turned a little bit more into Demon Steel, so we're up to 3,000, but we needed like 4,000 something, right? If I wait long enough, we'll probably have enough to do this, but yeah. Let's go ahead and make one Demon of the 8th. We'll do one of those now. So it's just going to be a little bit of crafting from the Demon Steel that we already have. It's like 2,100 of that stuff. So yeah, this takes a little bit of time to craft that all up, but you know, we have all the parts ready to go. So 2,100, let's just take a look one more time. Temperio, we have 400, and then Demon Steel, we have that. So we need about another 800, 900 more for another one of these. So yeah, we got some time that we're gonna have to kill. So anyway, let's go into our quest here. We'll take a look at this section, back to the Draconic Evolution section. So flux capacity, we did get a quest complete for this, the Wyvern Flux Capacitor. Let's go ahead and claim that. We turned it into the Draconic Flux Capacitor. And then off camera, I have installed some of the cores in here, the awakened cores. So if we take a look at this, you can see I put in 7 of the awakened versions. So this thing holds now 1,650 million. So that's like 1.6 billion RF. So that's pretty good, right? Anyway, so yeah, I've done that. I've also put Soulbound on this. I put Soulbound on this one finally. We never had that before. And then I did Soulbound my bolts. People have told me that I should Soulbound these guys, Soulbound the bow. Yeah, so I did that. Anyway, so let's go and open this. So alchemical coins, those are only really good for EMC, and that's not a whole lot. And then lily pads fertility. All right, so those are all right. We can put those away. I was kind of curious to see how fast we are putting stuff into here. Okay, so we're doing like stacks at a time. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, so that's going pretty good. I like it. And this is set to the fast mode, so I think oh yeah, it has to be on fast mode. Slow mode won't be keeping up. So we do have to keep it on the fast mode. All right, so that's fine. We'll just let that continue to do its thing. We might figure out a permanent spot for this, but I kind of feel like we'll be getting into EMC soon enough, and we only need enough to get to that point. So anyway, we'll look at that a little bit later. So back to the quest, we'll go back to the Lambda section. So we needed to get these different cores, right? We've been auto-crafting this, but it wants us to have one of each of these cores. So we need to make 4 Draconic, we need to make 4 Wyvern, we need to make 4 Awakened, and Chaos we can't do yet. There was another thing in here I wanted to do. Where was it? Oh, it wants us to craft the charm of dislocation, so we're gonna have to do another one of those. And the awakening ritual, we have all of this done, except we needed one piece of TNT in our inventory. So I think we can get one piece of TNT. I think that completes it just by having it on us. Okay, so that's now done just by having TNT. It expects you to explode those things. We're not going to do that. So we want I guess we'll just search for core, right? Let's go ahead and make 4 of these. Okay, so that's easy. Oops. No, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so yeah. So then we need to make 4 of these. So we need 16 Draconic cores made. So let's tell it to make 12 more, and then we'll just craft up the Wyvern versions. Okay, so there's that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that one's now done, I believe. And then we need to do 4 of these awakened ones, and that requires the Wyvern. So we will tell the system to craft up 12 more of those. Okay, so now we got 16 total. We're going to need a little bit of awakened draconium ingots. I think we need 16 of those available. Anyway, that should be good enough. And then we can craft 4 of those. Okay, so Wyvern core is complete. Now it should say the awakened one's complete, I do believe. Yeah, those are all done. Okay, so we'll claim these guys. So let's claim that. This one. And this one. Awesome. All right. So charm of relocation, or I guess advanced charm of dislocation is the next thing we need to do. We can claim this one as well. Charm of dislocation. So Wyvern core, yeah, all of this stuff is rather inexpensive at this point. So let's go and craft one of those. And then we needed a Wyvern core. Like so, and there you go. Enhanced charm of dislocation. That's our second one. That'll be a backup in case I ever die or something. I really don't expect we will ever die and need to do that though, because we have soulbound on ours. So I guess we ever queue it into the void or something. Okay, so flux infused hammer. We get a diamond wand. We get a compact giant chance cube and an item dislocator. All right, so those are not so bad of rewards, just things we don't really need anymore. Once again, so Draconic flux capacitor. We could put in more of these things since we have 4 more of those. So that will bring us up to 2.1 billion RF being stored in one of these Draconic flux capacitors. Now that might seem like a little overkill right now. Oh, you know what? I don't think it'll let me put another one in there. No, we can only do up to 10. Only do up to 10. Okay, I don't understand what this core number is. It says cap 30. These say value of 4. We can only put 10 in. 10 times 4 is 40, so I don't understand how it calculates this. It says 320. I don't get it. Anyway, so you can put in 10 max, so this holds 2.1 billion RF. But anyway, we're going to be fighting the Chaos Guardian at some point in the future, and we're going to need an enormous amount of power. I think one of those fully upgraded is enough. We're also still need to make the Draconic armor out of this, but there are still some other things. Let's take a look at that. So if we wanted to make the Draconic armor, what was it? Oh, right. We need the neutronium stuff. So making the neutron collector might be a thing that we start working on here pretty soon. Yeah, because we need pile of neutrons in order to do that stuff. The neutron collector is an extreme crafting recipe, and we're going to need a lot of these. So this is going to be a huge task for us to get all of this stuff done. Yeah, there's more vibrantium ingots. That's more of the villager ingots, right? 2 villagers per. We're going to need at least 64 of these, probably 2 stacks, probably 128 of these things. Yeah, it's kind of crazy the amount of them that we need, but they collect like one tiny pile every 5 minutes. You need 9 of those to make a nugget, 9 nuggets to make an ingot. It takes a long time to collect all of that if you just have one of them. Anyway, those will be things that we look at towards the future and sometime pretty soon. Oh, it looks like we unlocked this section here, the Avaridia section. Oh, goodness. Okay, so yeah, this is where things start getting a little bit more crazy. Definitely things get crazy here. I really would like to get to my Lambda section. There it is. Okay, so Chaos Core is a thing we can't do yet. We have to fight the Chaos Guardian. That's what this is as well, to fight the Chaos Guardian. Making the armor. I guess we can claim this. And then finally, we had this one right here, which I still need to mark as complete because we didn't make this and it didn't register here. Okay, well, that's fine. That's something else we'll do in the future. Let's open up our final loot chest. And what do we get? We get enter tank and an enter chest. That's a rare reward. I don't think we got that one before. That's kind of cool. I like it. Guys, we're going to wrap the episode up here for today. We still are not able to make the Philosopher's Stone yet. We're made good progress. Next episode, we should definitely be able to have enough Temperio to make all of the Demon Steel, to make the other Demon Steel of the 8th magnitude. Yeah, so we'll just have to wait for stuff to grow, things to be harvested. Yeah, like I said, takes a while, but we're on a local server, so things happen overnight. So by next episode, we should be ready to go. But anyway, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.